What's up, guys? This is a motorcycle video, but we're starting out with breakfast because look at it. These are pancakes. That's an acai bowl. That's supposed to be eggs and something. Avocado toast, bacon, eggs and stuff. We're gonna cut to motorcycles and explain more, but we just wanted to show you this amazing breakfast because look at it. What up, Block fam? Welcome to today's episode. This is a very, very special one for me. We've been granted access to a very, very special place. So I've been working with this company for like 5 years. We're standing in front of the building here in Compton. Welcome to Saddlemen. Yeah, I know, right? Saddlemen, woo! In a couple previous videos where we installed some Saddlemen seats, it's pretty much all of us at the shop ride Saddlemen. Saddlemen. Saddlemen, Saddlemen, Saddlemen. I always tell you guys in those reviews, if you're wanting to scoop one up, hit up my guy Buster at Saddlemen. You tell him Blockhead sent you and he'll take care of you. This is the guy.
It wasn't me.
This is the Buster. So he's the guy that's been taking care of you guys. We finally met for the first time after 5 years.
We're gonna check out the whole enchilada. We're gonna see from the front to the back. We're gonna check out all of the really cool stuff here that happens at our production factory here. Just to kind of show how it's done.
Very rare access. You said you've vouched to the owners and stuff for me actually filming here.
Don't get me fired, dude.
Yeah, no, we're not getting him fired, guys. But we're gonna show you like how these seats are made. So, incredibly important part on your motorcycle. It's the 3 points of contact. Your seat, because most of your weight's going on the seat, your handlebars, and your foot controls. You make up your rider triangle. The seat, obviously incredibly important, because if you're looking to crush some miles, you need a good seat. A lot of people think super soft seat's gonna be great. It's actually not true. It doesn't provide enough like support, especially like back support and stuff too. Also super stiff, rigid seat, not good either. So yeah, we've been running Saddlemens for years. Done thousands of miles on them. Great seats. Let's check out how these things are made. Also, I don't know why you guys keep trying to duck away behind the van. We're here with Livewire because we're doing Livewire content too. We got Ariel and Chris from Livewire have been gracious enough to fly us here and put us up and drive us to Saddlemen. I feel like a child and I'm being chauffeured around. And we've got Amanda, the extraordinaire, I don't know, give yourself a title.
Brand manager.
All right, cool. Ready to go?
He's on our social media team.
Hello. How you doing, man?
Most of our sales staff is back east. We've got a handful of guys here. Social media team is here. Some sales guys are here. And this is Elliot. He's my main guy on the social media. Elliot and Alexander are handling the channels.
Cool.
Day in and day out.
Good to meet you guys. So y'all are in charge of everything that people see like on Instagram, social? Yeah. Awesome.
We've been here for about 20 years.
You were saying you guys started whenever it was like you guys were much smaller and in an office upstairs here.
It was just myself for a couple of years, and then I brought Elliot on and Alexander. And over here we have Brandon. Brandon's on our team as well.
How's it going?
Howdy, Brandon.
Brandon does all the stuff that nobody else wants to do.
You're the guy.
He's the guy.
So they tell me.
And if it goes wrong, we just blame him anyways.
You're the scapegoat too. You're the scapegoat guy.
Yo.
It's the weird guy. This wall is kind of greatest hits of some of our kind of earlier social media stuff. Been around for a long time, since 1987. You can imagine that the stuff that we were doing in 87 is not too alike of what we're doing now. We're reborn, I guess you could say. You know, I think the industry changed a lot. I think a lot of the guys that were in charge of stuff were the old guys back in the day, and the stuff that us punk chopper kids thought were cool, they didn't want anything to do with it, and then those guys aged out, and now those punk chopper kids are now the old guys. So this wall kind of represents a lot of our, you know, greatest hits, the Step Up, the Road Sofa, Profiler. We've got the One Wheel Revolution with the, you know, the tail kit, and San Diego custom seat, of course. The Bolt, the LS Slim, Michael Woolley, he worked with us for a couple of years. He's a pretty renowned builder, racer, good dude. Unknown Industries, of course, some of our flat track history. Saddlemen's been supporting flat track since the 80s. Big time supporter of flat track. So that was kind of our first racing roots were rooted in flat track, which is like, you can't get more Americana than flat track, right?
Yep. I think there needs to be one of the Blockhead builds up here though.
Shoot it.
Maybe
I'll make it happen.
Maybe squeezing in on the end there.
Yeah. And then a lot of these are, you know, employees' bikes or bike builds we built here. Chris Eckert built this bike. This is John's old road glide. This is another our old employees.
I like this one. The LA River in the background.
Yeah. This is my little humble office.
I love the beanbag chair.
Yeah, you know, I spend a lot of time check the work and stuff and just read Instagram more or less. You know, after doing that for many years, you know, so you go here and you go in there and you have a little rest.
Nice.
I've got some mementos from when I, my first job in the industry was at West Coast Choppers. So I've got some kind of
Oh, no way.
West Coast Choppers shtick around.
I like a samurai stormtrooper.
Yeah, you gotta have that. Yeah, I've got the emergency Jameson. And, you never know.
Yeah,
never know.
emergency Jameson.
Yeah. This is our main factory. All of our seats are built here.
You guys, y'all are part of the team, man. Come on.
There's a lot of employees when you have.
Yeah, there's about there's I think 115 people here.
Jeez, yeah.
Hey, you need a micro here?
Don't try to eat lunch when the buzzer goes off, right? Don't do it. A lot of really cool new school technology that's pretty amazing. And then we've got the oldest school hand cut, like artisan stuff that happens here. Most of the key employees have been here for 20 years or more. Like, I've been around here for 12 years and I'm a newer guy. These machines are automated plotters and cutters. All the retails are cut here. You can see they're literally tracing it by hand and cutting it type thing. So a myriad of new technology mixed in with hand done. I mean, these things are made by hand, so you know, the labor is, of course, where the cost is, right?
Right.
And like I said, a lot of these people have been here for a lot longer than me.
Yeah.
So, and everybody's kind of moved up. Our factory manager started sweeping the floor, I think 24 years ago. He's now the factory manager. His uncle works here. He's the first Saddlemen employee. He's been with Saddlemen since 1987. We'll probably see him around somewhere.
Wow. When did the company start?
87.
87?
Yeah.
Wow, damn. So I just cut, but we had a conversation off screen talking about like the voice of Saddlemen and like social media, basically responding back to people like in an actual real tone versus like a robot voice. So whenever you guys like comment, interact with Saddlemen, you get real people here. I mean, it can be abrasive if you're being stupid. Like he'll call you out, which I think is great. I've actually battled that with myself with Blockhead. Like, how do we like conduct this?
It's tough sometimes to know what to respond to and what not to respond to. But ultimately, it's kind of like you said, is when people reach out to us, myself or my team or any of our sales staff, we all ride. We all have owned multiple motorcycles. We all, you know, this is our life. If we could go work in a factory or a refinery and make 5 times as much money doing that, but we don't love that. We love this.
Yeah.
So that's why we do this.
Yeah.
These are our embroidery machines, and these are relatively newer. Just a handful of years ago, we had the same machines for a long, long time. These ones are quite a bit more modern. They can do quite a bit more. You can see their different logos are being done here. Over here, we're gonna do a little something for you.
Oh, no way.
So you can see on the screen, that might be
Oh, you're like setting this up behind the scenes for us?
Depending on the area and whatnot, the size of the image and the complexity of the image, sometimes people will ask us to do stuff that it's just kind of like tattooing. It's like, yeah, you can draw a picture like that, but it's not tattooable. Well,
right.
Sometimes it's not, you know, you can't do embroidery on it.
Yeah.
So sometimes I think the more, you know, monochromatic or simple a design is, the better it looks. Yeah. You know, more stout and just kind of look better over time.
It has to work in like one color. So for this design, so this is our RSSV crest, which at the end of every video I always say ride safe, stay vigilant, because where I learned to ride a motorcycle, I lived a block away from Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida, and so you had to be hyper vigilant, head on a swivel. So that's where that came from. Ride safe, which motorcyclists always say to one another, right? Whenever you're like leaving. And then stay vigilant. I designed this crest like years and years ago, which Reese actually has tattooed on his arm. Shout out Reese. We put this on the back of all of our seats. So it's just like the Blockhead RSSV crest. There you go, ride safe, stay vigilant. So you guys would basically take this whenever it's done, and then that would be like the back piece of the seat, or...
Right, so like on your seats, it's gonna be on the passenger area. Or sometimes it could be on the center band, depending on what seat it's on. It's gone from us doing stuff that was popular many years ago to just when you think you've seen it all, somebody wants you to do something that we've never done. I mean, even some of the step-ups that have the LS on the rear band, like the first time I saw that, and I work here, and I'm like, we could do that? It just never even occurred to me. You know, people doing a whole seat out of gripper. Yeah, the whole thing.
The whole thing?
One time we did a giveaway, and we had this platinum, silver platinum material, like you'd find in an old school restaurant or bar. And we did a step up, and we called it the $1 million step up when we gave it away. It was a lot of fun.
Nice. So you guys offer a range of selection for the yarn and whatnot, which people can find like on your website, right? Is that like
right? Yeah. So these particular machines, these are embroidery machines. So they use a different thread, but the colors are going to basically be the same. Sometimes it'll look a little different, depending on what material it's on. If it's on brown, it may have a certain value to it. If it's on black, or if it's on white. And you know, everybody's always like, well, what's going to happen over time? I mean, you know, it's like anything. If you're out in the dirt and standing on it, it's going to look like you stood on it.
Right. On that note, if somebody does have a Saddlemen seat and it's pretty thrashed on, you have a program where they can basically send it back in and get it like kind of refreshed.
We do, yeah. We've got a program called Cover Care, which is a really pretty cool thing, because you know, a lot of times guys, maybe they don't have the dough to buy a new bike, so they refresh their bike. You know, everybody does that every couple years. You know, first you went all chrome, then you went all black, or whatever it comes down to. So if you painted your bike green and you have red stitching on your seat, obviously it's not going to look great. So they can get the Cover Care token off of our website or from any of our seat center locations. We'll refresh or rebuild the whole seat. So depending on its condition, as long as, you know, there's some caveats to it that I'm not well versed in, but more or less it's a couple $100 and you can get a new cover. You can put different materials, you can do different stitch colors, you can add embroidery. I mean, it's a small upcharge for it, but so basically, you know, you break in a seat and you get attached to a seat. I know for me, like after I put, you know, some miles on a seat, I'm like, oh yeah, this is the one.
Yeah.
And then I get a different bike and I'm like, oh, new seat.
Yeah.
Start over, you know.
So yeah, the cross-country trip we just did with Harley-Davidson, one of the things my brother said, he was like, oh, you're going like almost 3,000 miles. He's like, and you don't have your special seat. That's like, he specifically mentioned, he said, you don't have your special seat. And I was like, oh, no. Because I'm used to my Saddlemen, you know? It's like you break it in and like, it's like your seat.
They tend to kind of conform to the rider. You know, everybody kind of has a, you know, there's one spot you sit on your seat where you're long distance, you settle in, you're chilling. And then there's, you're jamming through the city and you're kind of up on the tank. So your seat's gonna kind of more or less remember where you sit on it. It's kind of like any other thing, right? It's like a brand new pair of shoes. You know, if you're gonna go hike 20 miles, you're not gonna wear dress shoes.
I just asked a question if we could get like certain footage to like show to you guys because I thought it was amazing. The answer is no, but I'm pushing for you guys. I'm sorry, I tried. All right guys, so real quick, really tried to film behind the scenes there and asked them a couple times, like a couple of the different spots if like, can I film this, can I film that? Because I really wanted to show you guys a lot of the process behind making a seat. Since I wasn't allowed to film it, I'll just try to describe it real quick. Basically beyond where they were doing the embroidery and stuff like that, you guys can see in part of a clip that they're using like this powder or something to basically like lay down what the stitching will look like. So that's basically handed off to the next person and then they do the stitching. You've got all of those pieces of leather for the seat that go to another station. So another person, another set of hands, pulling that leather, sewing that leather together to go over the foam on the seat. You've got like people mixing chemicals to create the foam, putting it into molds, like clamping these molds together. You've got people even further back that were mixing up chemicals to create the gel padding. And we got to see that curing. We basically got to like pick up that gel padding and like we were hitting each other with it, which is kind of funny. It makes like this really funny slap sound. People like shaving the foam. You've got people taking the seat pans and stuff like that, drilling holes in them, putting rivets in them in like vacuumed, like HEPA filter type, kind of like You know, we've got the exhaust and stuff on our dyno room, so you had people basically like under big fans. It was a very, very busy place. And that was just the manufacturing side. Then you had the whole shipping side of things, which you had lots of people over there. I would say between inception to the time that your seat goes out the door, like literally like just this seat, I don't know how many hands, like I would say it probably goes through at least 10 people. So you know, you're talking about 20 hands on a seat by the time it goes out the door, which is pretty crazy to think. It's not done by machines. They are literally like shaving the foam on some of these things by hand, stretching the material, stretching the leather by hand, doing the stitching like from the tuck and roll here, or like this one has like the diamond stitch. That's all done by hand at a sewing machine, like running it through, spacing it out, all done by a person. Really puts a lot of perspective into whenever you order one of these things, that's what you're paying for. That's what you're getting. You're getting this quality handled by people over that have been there for, you know, 20 plus years. Lots to see, lots that I couldn't show you. Sorry guys, I tried.
I think one of the things that has changed over the years is that I don't think people really bought seats back in the day like they do now. I mean, I think back in the day it was you change your bars and your exhaust and that was it. Where now it's like bars, exhaust, and seat. And basically you change your seat with one, you know, one nut, right? Or one bolt. So it's kind of like, it's a pretty easy way to change the look of your motorcycle. And more importantly, the comfort, because, you know, we have a tagline and the hashtag stock seats suck.
Yeah.
And it's almost like the running joke, like the more expensive the bike is, the worse the seat is. I had a Ducati Monster 1200. It was such a badass bike and the seat was just unforgiving, just terrible, you know? Everything about the bike was amazing. The seat was terrible.
Yeah, sport bike seats, man, they're rough. You know, we talk a lot about Saddlemen making seats for the bikes that we build for like our personal bikes, which is a lot of cruisers, Harleys, but you guys make like sport bikes, touring, you know,
Right.
ADV.
We've been at it for a long time. Actually, a big chunk of our business many years ago was Gold Wings, the road sofas.
Really?
That's actually kind of the staple of the Gold Wing community. And, you know, you can laugh at those guys all you want. Nobody puts on more miles than most Gold Wing guys. Nobody does.
I mean, they're riding a couch.
Right.
And like some of them even have like the little air conditioner vents.
Yeah.
Like,
we do sport bike seats, we do dual sport stuff, all the race stuff. Of course, now we're pretty involved with the race stuff. And so we've kind of, that's another portion of the business that we've kind of pioneered. So it's been a really wild ride and it's been great to be here over the years and kind of see the rise of Saddlemen. And I think bringing performance and comfort to people that maybe didn't really know it could be like that. I think back in the day, if your seat had a tear, you would replace it.
the bikes that we've built to give away, we work with Saddlemen on them. The reason we do is because of the customization. So we theme, I mean, pretty much any of our giveaway bikes, you know, from like the blue and gold, or like the one that we built recently with the 143, like we custom seat from Saddlemen, even stuff that they wouldn't normally offer like to the public. So if you guys are looking for something special, hit us up. We'll help you plan out a Saddlemen seat for your bike. Yeah, we can get it on order for you. Or if you do a full build with us, you know, we'll theme it out too. So we do have an incoming seat request for you for a bike that we're going to be building out. It's actually an older Dyna twin cam.
Oh, cool. I love a twin cam.
I'm not gonna cut right here and I'll tell you what we're doing, but you guys don't get to hear about it just yet. You guys can see the size of this place and the whole production. Everything is made here in America. And like literally handmade. We're like watching all these workers running around.
Yeah,
cutting.
you can see over here that it doesn't get any more old school than that. They've got the patterns. They're marked out with chalk or they're marked out with baby powder. They're cutting them by hand. So it's a very labor intensive process. See how she's got that piece right there? Gonna trace that out. So there's a lot that goes into it that no one ever sees. You know, we're just used to this Amazon convenience world where I push my button on my phone and 10 seconds later somebody hands it to me. I'm like, this is amazing.
Damn.
No, this is handcrafted. Most of these people, like I said, have worked here many, many years.
I'm feeling kind of lazy right
True, yeah, man.
now. Camera.
People know, you know, we don't do the magic. They do the magic. It's about the people. Say that forever and ever.
Yay.
Or, you know.
Right there, save it. Yeah, so we'll just like hang this up in the shop, man. That's awesome. Thank you, brother.
It's important to me, not just for you, your team.
Buster says we don't ask for enough. Dude, we hit you up when we need a seat, and you guys send us a seat. And we do a lot of special requests for like custom colors, you know, like custom fabrics, and you guys hook us up. Actually, we had a custom build that we were doing, and we took a pad for a sissy bar, and we sent you guys the pad, and you took off the leather and you reupholstered it to match the seat.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So, you know, you say we don't ask a lot, but
No, you don't.
whatever we do, you know, it's like specialty.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you working with us, man.
Likewise.
It means a lot, dude. So this has been an awesome look into Saddlemen. Honestly, whenever you guys get the seats, like whenever I've gotten the seats before, it's just been like, oh cool, new box showed up, says Saddlemen, it's got the Saddlemen tape on it. Take it out and you're like, hell yeah, and you know, put the hardware on it and you put it on your bike and it's like, hell yeah, my bike's got a new seat. Dude, honestly, after being here and seeing this stuff and meeting the people, this is incredible. Cool. And it's so cool to see the process. And that's like, it's handmade. It's like you guys are literally getting handmade seats.
It's true.
From Saddlemen. And like the people have been here forever. Like it's wild. So can't thank you enough for the opportunity.
I'm glad you're
It
here.
really means a lot. And to the people that were sending the emails and stuff about us not being able to take photos and videos and all that stuff, appreciate y'all letting us film in here. We really appreciate it. I know it's super restricted, but guys, we're big fans of the company and big fans of the seats, even more so after coming here. So it means a lot. You guys be sure to go follow Saddlemen at Saddlemen.
That's us.
Saddlemen Seats. Call Saddlemen and ask for him. If you guys are, maybe you'll get a hold of him.
You can get me.
Yeah. Tell him Blockhead sent you.
That's right.
Really, just tell them Blockhead sent you, and they'll get you guys all sorted out. Hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Hopefully you've enjoyed the insight. Appreciate the continued partnership and collaboration, man. If you guys did enjoy the episode, hit the like, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon so it sends you notifications of future uploads and activity. Tell your mom, tell your dad, fellow motorcyclists. Yeah, if you guys need a comfy seat, hit this guy up. Catch you guys in the next one. Ride safe, stay vigilant.